Most gardeners scatter wood ash directly onto the soil and assume the next rain will do the rest. I've tested that approach for years, and it's one of the fastest ways to lose valuable minerals. Wind carries the finest particles away, heavy rain washes potassium deeper than many roots can reach, and concentrated ash can create alkaline hotspots that stress young plants instead of feeding them. One thing that helped me understand this was monitoring how moisture moved through different beds using a wireless soil moisture meter. It showed me how quickly water carried loose ash through certain soils while other areas stayed surprisingly dry. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. It has saved me from making plenty of watering mistakes that directly affect nutrient availability. If you're interested in growing healthier plants by understanding how soil actually works, subscribe now because this simple ash trick can completely change how you recycle fireplace waste. The real secret is turning ash into mineral compost. Instead of spreading loose wood ash across the garden, I mix it into finished compost before it ever reaches the beds. This creates what I call a mineral compost. Rather than sitting on the surface waiting to wash away, the ash becomes surrounded by organic matter that holds nutrients where soil microbes and plant roots can access them gradually. The difference isn't just convenience. It's chemistry. Compost contains organic compounds that help retain minerals released from the ash. Instead of large bursts of potassium and calcium, the nutrients become part of a biologically active soil amendment that feeds plants over a much longer period. Here's the ratio that has consistently worked for me. For every 10 gallons of finished compost, I add about 1 to 2 cups of cool, sifted wood ash. Then I thoroughly mix everything together and let it sit for 2 to 4 weeks before applying it around established plants or incorporating it into new beds. That resting period allows microbes to begin stabilizing the mixture while moisture evenly distributes the minerals throughout the compost. I've tried using more. The results weren't better. Excess ash simply pushed soil pH higher than necessary, especially in raised beds that already received compost every season. Timing matters more than most gardeners realize. One mistake I see constantly is applying fresh ash immediately before planting seedlings. Young roots are sensitive. Instead, apply your mineral compost several weeks before planting or use it around mature vegetables like tomatoes, peppers, brassicas, onions, garlic, asparagus, and fruit trees that are actively growing. This gives soil biology time to integrate those minerals before roots encounter them. Later in the video I'll explain the one group of plants that should rarely receive wood ash at all. Not every garden actually needs more ash. This is where many gardening videos get it wrong. Wood ash is not a universal fertilizer. If your soil is already alkaline, adding ash can lock up important micronutrients like iron and manganese. Plants may begin showing yellow leaves even though nutrients are technically present. Blueberries, potatoes, rhododendrons, azaleas, and other acid-loving plants usually perform better without routine ash applications. That's why I never recommend treating every bed the same. Healthy gardening is about matching amendments to the soil, not following one recipe everywhere. The biggest benefit isn't what most people expect. Most gardeners think of wood ash as simply a potassium source. It certainly contains plenty of potassium along with calcium and small amounts of magnesium and trace minerals. But what impressed me most was how combining ash with compost noticeably improved overall soil structure over several seasons. Earthworms became more active. The compost stayed darker and crumbly. Water infiltrated more evenly after heavy rain. Plants developed stronger root systems because they were growing in healthier soil instead of depending on quick fertilizer spikes. Those long-term improvements are what separate productive gardens from constantly struggling ones. Here's one extra step that makes it even better. If I'm preparing compost for heavy feeding crops, I'll lightly moisten the compost after mixing in the ash and cover the pile. Not soaking wet. Just damp enough to support microbial activity. Within a few weeks, the mixture develops a rich earthy smell, indicating active decomposition and biological stabilization. At that point, it spreads beautifully across raised beds, vegetable rows, and orchard trees without creating dusty alkaline patches. It behaves much more like a balanced soil amendment than raw fireplace ash ever could. Healthy soil is built by slowing things down. Nature rarely dumps nutrients all at once. Leaves decompose slowly. Roots decay gradually. Microbes release minerals over time. When we simply throw loose wood ash across the garden, we're working against that natural process. By combining ash with compost first, you're creating a slow-release mineral fertilizer that works with soil biology instead of against it. That simple change can improve nutrient retention, reduce waste, and build healthier soil season after season. If you found this useful, subscribe to the channel and share this video with another gardener who burns firewood every winter. The more we understand how minerals, microbes, moisture, and organic matter work together, the easier it becomes to grow stronger plants with fewer inputs and far better harvests.